0-1 pitch on its way as it's Kids Day at the ballpark here at Herman Brothers Field. A lot in attendance as the record for the season so far has been set tonight with 1,222 in attendance as the 0-2 pitch misses outside for ball one. 1-2 is the count. So a lot of people coming here to see some baseball as the 1-2 pitch misses for ball two. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. No outs, in the top of the 5th inning. Pate Fullerton at the plate. 2-2 pitch on its way. Misses in the dirt for ball 3, and the count will go full. And Brandon, we've seen this from Payton. He gets ahead early in the count and has struggled in getting him out and working the count full. As the payoff pitch from Payton on its way is a little chopper right back to Payton. Payton leaps up, makes the catch, throws over to first in time for out number 1. One out now on the inning as Pate Fullerton's brother J. Paul Fullerton now will stand in at the dish. 1 out now here in the top of the 5th inning. As the first offering to him is in there for a called strike 1. As Fullerton batting .248 on the season, the 0-1 pitch from Payton on its way is in there for a called strike 2, and Payton is getting ahead early here. No balls to 2 strikes and 1 out. Payton steps up, ready, kicks and deals the 0-2 pitch, as that's in there for a called strike 3. Good off-speeder by Payton to leave Fullerton staring in disbelief as he watches strike 3 go by for out number 2. Ethan English now is standing at the plate as Payton is currently has found his rhythm, sitting down the last 6 up at the plate as the first offering to English bounces in the dirt for ball 1. 1-0 is your count. 1-0 pitch on its way from Blake Payton. Hits the inside part of the plate for strike 1. And the count moves to 1 ball to 1 strike. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. A tied 1-1 ball game as the 1-1 pitch on its way misses outside for ball 2. Blake Payton stands in ready. The 2-1 pitch on its way is chopped right in front of home plate, and that will just go foul, as that was barely hit off the bat of English. Basically, it went right on top of that first baseline and just went foul to the right of it, as the count will even up at 2-2. Blake Payton stands in ready. Gets his sign from Robbie Brew behind the plate. The 2-2 pitch on its way, and that's driven down the third baseline, and that will go foul. Count remains 2-2. 2's on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. As Blake Payton ready on the mound, the 2-2 pitch, as that will miss just high for ball 3, and the count will go full. Another great day for baseball here in Alaska. Clear skies as the payoff pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. As the Chinooks go 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the 5th. No runners left on, no hits, no errors, and no runs scored. As we head to the bottom half of the 5th, we have a 1-1 ball game. Caden Hogan now to lead things off. His at-bat was cut short in the 4th inning as Matt Palmer was picked off on second base.
Your shortstop, number 10, Caden Hogan.
Zach Sundine still in the pitch, working on his 5th inning of work. As the Aurora, Colorado native started this ball game up. First pitch of the inning misses outside for ball 1. And the count moves to 1 ball and no strikes. Sundine on the mound. The 1-0 pitch on its way misses upstairs for ball 2. And the Miners only 2 hits on the ball game with only 1 run. 2-0 pitch on its way from Sundine. In there for a called strike 1. Excuse me, as the Chinooks have 2 hits. Miners have 8 in this ball game. As the 2-1 pitch on its way misses low for ball 3. Hogan's worked his way to a hitter's count. As the 3-1 pitch from Sundine on its way fouled, straight back, and the count will go full. 1,222 on tap here at Herman Brothers Field to watch the Chinooks and Miners battle it out here in this ball game. Sundine on the mound, the payoff pitch on its way will miss in the dirt for ball 4. So 5th straight inning where the Miners get a runner on to lead things off. As the top of the lineup, Kobe Bulwer will come up to bat. As he is 2 for 2 on the ball game. He singled and later scored in the 3rd, singled in the 1st. As he is the only run so far of this ball game for the Miners. Hogan gets his lead off of first. Sundine on the mound looks over at as the hit and run is successful as the hit over to first. As Daniel Freeman makes the play, steps on first, so the double play was not a threat there with Hogan going on the pitch, which will bring up Tyler Porter. As the Tucson, Arizona native, batting 149 on the season, stands in here with a runner on second. Caden Hogan stands in at second. Tyler Porter at the plate. First offering to him, misses inside for ball 1. One Long Beach State player is trying to hit in another Long Beach State player. As Porter stands in, the 1-0 pitch is in there for a called strike 1. The count leaving up at 1-1. Porter so far in the season with 6 RBIs, trying to make it 7 here in this situation. Stands in with a 1-1 count. As Porter swings and misses for strike 2. Count moves to 1-2. Sundine looks over to Hogan at second. The 1-2 pitch on his way. A little ground ball that will go foul. And the count will remain 1-2. Miners back in action tomorrow at 6 o'clock right here at Herman Brothers Field. If you aren't able to make the game, you can stream this game and all the rest of the games here at YouTube Live on the Mat2 Miners baseball page on YouTube. 1-2 pitch on its way. Hogan stealing as the ball is in the dirt, and Hogan will steal third. So Hogan, being aggressive on the base pass, will take third base on that one, as the Miners have a runner 90 feet away from taking the lead. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out with the runner on third. Tyler Porter stands in at the plate. Zach Sundine on the mound, the 2-2 pitch, as that will be in there for a called strike 3. Porter not happy with that one. As Eric Webb will come up to the plate now with 2 outs and a runner at third.
Your center fielder, number 2, Eric Webb.
Webb stands in now as an RBI double in the second as he gets a hold of that one down the third baseline, but that would go foul, and the count moves to 0-1. RBI double in that third inning that scored a run. Stands in now with another opportunity to bat a runner in. Sundine on the mound, 0-1 pitch on the way to Webb, as that will miss in the dirt for ball one. 1-1 is your count. One pitch on its way, grounded down the third base line. That will bounce off the bag, and Hogan will score as that stays fair. Webb rounding first, heading for second, and he'll be in there for another RBI double. Miners take the lead now 2-1 here in the bottom half of the fifth inning, as Tanner Carlson coming up to the plate with a man on second. Great hit by Eric Webb, hitting it right down that third base line. Bounced off the third base bag into the outfield to score a run, as he has been clutch in this ball game, putting the Miners up 2-1 here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Webb stands on second, Carlson at the plate, as the first pitch to Carlson is popped up in the infield. Running in is Daniel Freeman from first. Gets under it and makes the catch for out number 3. So the Miners do some damage in the bottom half of the fifth inning. They will get one run across, as the Miners will take the lead here in the bottom half of the fifth inning, 2-1, as we head to the top of the sixth. Miners 2, Chinooks 1. And here we are in the top of the sixth inning. Nolan Monahan in to pitch for Blake Payton. Payton a great 5 innings of work, only allowing 2 hits and 1 run. As the top of the sixth now, Nolan Monahan will toe the rubber in relief, as the Wasilla native will come in to pitch for the Matsu Miners. He has been a part of this Miners squad 3 times now, as this is his 3rd season back in a Miners uniform. Went to many Miners games as a kid, and now a Miners player. He stands in with the first offering of the inning to Hayden Keller at the plate. Keller, the 261 hitter out of Minden, Nevada, stands in to lead things off. Lefty on lefty matchup, as the 1-0 pitch over Keller's head for ball 2. 2-0 is the count to start this 6th inning off. Monahan Monahan ready. The 2-0 pitch misses upstairs for ball 3. And the count moves to 3-0. Miners took the lead in that 5th inning. They now lead this one 2-1 as the 3-0 pitch misses upstairs for ball 4. And Keller will lead things off with a walk. So 4 pitches from Monahan, 4 straight balls to give the Chinooks a runner on here in the top of the 6th inning. Brings up Daniel Freeman. Monahan stands in ready. Keller over at first. As the first offering will miss low for ball 1. So 5 straight balls from Monahan out of the bullpen, as he is having some control issues early on in this ball game. Monahan looks in, ready at the belt. Keller 4 for 4 stolen bases, stands on first, as the 1-0 pitch will miss for ball 2, and the count moves to 2-0. Monahan ready at the belt on the mound. 2-0 is your count, as the 2-0 pitch will miss for ball 3. And a snap throw down to first, not in time, as Freeman stands in at the plate with a 3-0 count. Monahan looks in. 3-0 pitch on its way. Will miss inside for ball 4, and Freeman will take first. 8 straight balls out of the bullpen. Nolan Monahan starting off not as strong as he would have hoped, as he now has runners on first and second. His infield coming in to give him some support and some tips, as he now stands in here with runners on first and second. No outs in the top of the 6th inning. Chinooks threatening to tie this ball game up and try to retake the lead, as pitching coach Jeff Erlab is now coming out for a mound visit.
Hey folks, thanks for coming out today at MEA Kids Day.
Monahan, one of the Miners' most reliable relievers, as Coach Tyler Brunn has mentioned before. He is a man that can come in and get things done. He came in 2 games ago against the Chinooks in a sticky situation, was able to work his way out of that one, now stands in with 8 straight balls and runners on first and second here in the top of the 6th inning.
And a reminder, you can download the Smart Hub app on your smartphone to pay your bill, report an outage, or check your account.
Mound visit appears to be over.
Visit www.mea.coop for more information.
As Erlab gets his message across in the infield, going in to support Monahan and give him some advice and to get him some motivation to get through this inning. No outs, runners on first and second. Monahan stands in as the first pitch to Joe Brazil will miss for ball 1. So 9 straight balls for Nolan Monahan. Runners on first and second, no outs. First and third playing in on the grass. Second and short are in double play depth, as Brazil shows bunt, gets that bunt down. Monahan fields it, will slip and fall, so Brazil will get in at first on the single infield hit, as he was able to get that bunt down. Monahan went to field it and slipped and went down to one knee, unable to make that throw over to first, as now there are bases loaded, no outs here in the top of the 6th inning for the Chinooks. First 2 men up at the inning were given first on a walk, as the first pitch to Trevor Cho at the plate misses for ball 1. 1-0 is the count. Bases are loaded here for the Chinooks. As Monahan trying to work his way out of this one. 1-0 count to Cho, as Cho squares bunt, gets that down the third baseline, fields it as Huff throws down to home, is in time, as Brew will make that play at home plate. Great heads-up play by Huff to barehand it, underhand throw it to home. And Brew not standing on home, but was able to make the tag for out number 1. Big out for the Miners there to steal a run for the Chinooks as they were looking to get that bunt down the third base line and try to sneak it past Huff. Huff saw that coming all the way, barehanded it, threw it right to home in time for out number 1. As the first offering to Dylan Gardner is fouled straight back for strike 1. 0-1 is your count. Bases loaded for the Chinooks as the Miners still aren't out of it, but got that big first out of the inning. As Gardner stands in with an 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch to Gardner on its way, bounces in the dirt. Appeal over to third base umpire, as he says that he did not go around, and the count goes to 1-1. Nolan Monahan on the mound. Has bases loaded here, 1 out in the top of the 6th. Dylan Gardner at the plate, the 1-1 pitch. In there for a called strike 2. As the Miners bullpen is starting to walk around a little bit and getting another man up and ready. Monahan, the 1-2 pitch on its way. Checked his swing to Gardner. Appeal over. Did not say he went around as the count moves to 2-2. 1 out, bases loaded. Miners hold the lead to 2-1 for now. The Chinooks do have bases loaded. Monahan stands in ready at the belt. 2-2 pitch from him on his way, as that will bounce off home plate and the count will go full. Big pitch now for Monahan. All bases are covered here. Dylan Gardner at the plate. The payoff pitch from Monahan on the way, grounded to shortstop Caden Hogan. He misplays it as that he can't find the ball. As that would have been a double play, but now an error by Caden Hogan to keep the inning going. As the Chinooks will tie things up on an error by Caden Hogan at short. So he went to field it. Bobbles in his glove, and that just slips away from him as he was trying to step on second for the first out and throw to first. But the ball gets away from him, and then he couldn't find it after. As the top of the lineup now for the Chinooks, Mason Corbett stands in. As the first pitch to him is a called strike 1, and the Chinooks will still have bases loaded in a tie ball game now at 2-2. 0-1 pitch on his way, as out misses outside for ball 1. The count leaving up at 1-1. Brazil stands in at third. Trevor Cho at first, and Dylan Gardner stands in at first. As the 1-1 pitch from Monahan on its way misses low for ball 2. Monahan gets ready at the belt on the mound. 2-1 pitch from him on his way as that's fouled down the third base line into the stands for a souvenir. Count evens up at 2-2 now for Monahan on the mound. The Wasilla native that attends Austin P University stands in here with the 2-2 pitch on its way in there for a called strike 3 and a big out number 2 for Monahan. Corbett down on strikes.
Shortstop number 7, Pate Fullerton.
Brings up Pate Fullerton. As Monahan trying to work his way out of this one. Started off with some control issues, is now starting to hit his stride. As the first offering to Fullerton will miss outside for ball one. 1-0 is your count, 2 outs with bases loaded here in the top of the 6th inning. As Monahan gets his sign, the 1-0 pitch on its way. Now missed just outside for ball two. 2 balls, no strikes to Fullerton at the plate. Fullerton in his previous at-bats, he's 0 for 2. He reached on an error in the 1st inning. Hit by pitch in the 2nd and grounded out in the 5th inning. As the 2-0 pitch from Monahan on his way misses inside, and the count will go to 3-0. So go ahead run stands in at 3rd. Chinooks able to tie things up here in the top of the 6th as the 3-0 pitch is in there for a called strike 1. 2-2 ball game. Chinooks have 2 runs on 3 hits and no errors. Miners 2 runs on 9 hits and 2 errors. And Monahan stands in. 3-1 pitch on its way in there for a called strike 2. It's Monahan able to work his way back from being down the count 3-0, and the crowd is supporting him now as they're starting to cheer and trying to get the Miners out of the inning with what they're able to do from the stands, as the payoff pitch on its way is lined into the left center field, as that will drop. Palmer back, able to make the play. 1 run scores. Now 2 run scores, and now 3 runs will score as the Chinooks will take a 5-2 lead here in the top of the 6th inning. 4th run of the inning for the Chinooks.
Now batting, catcher number 23, J. Paul Fullerton.
As solid contact by Pate Fullerton gives him 3 RBIs and a bases clearing double, as the Chinooks now hold a 5-2 lead here in the 6th inning. J. Paul Fullerton now stands in. First pitch to him is grounded down the first base line. That will go foul for a strike 1. Fullerton batting .248 on the season. Looking to get an RBI here in this situation with 2 outs and a runner on second. Miners now down by 3. As Monahan stands in ready on the mound, the 0-1 pitch will be in there for a called strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with J. Paul Fullerton at the plate. Monahan stands in ready at the belt on the mound. Pate Fullerton gets his lead off a second. The 0-2 pitch on its way misses just outside for ball 1. And the count moves to 1-0, and Monahan appears not to be so happy on the mound with that call. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 5-2 ball game in favor of the Chinooks. Chinooks 6th inning not over yet, as they already scored 4 as a runner on second. As the 1-2 pitch is popped up to Eric Webb in center. Webb retreats and makes the catch for out number out number 3, excuse me. So the inning is over and the Chinooks do some damage. They score 4 in the top of the 6th. We get to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Chinooks 5, Miners 2. Cody Huff to lead things off here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Chinooks did not go down easily in the top of the 6th inning. They score 4 runs to retake back their lead, and they now lead this one 5-2 as Cody Huff stands in to lead things off. As he stands in now with a 1-1 count. Cody Huff reaching base on his first 2 attempts tonight. Singled in the 2nd, walked in the 4th.
Take a look around, see if you might find her and see her. Return her to the merchandise shack. That'd be appreciated. She's wearing purple, I'm told. Brooke.
As the count moves to 1-2, 1-2 pitch from Sundown all the way, rocked into right center field. Going back is Mason Corbett. That will bounce off against the wall, and Cody Huff will be in with a stand-up double to lead things off in the 6th inning. Miners now down by 3 are going to need to take anything they can to try and get back into this ball game.
Now batting your designated hitter, number 18,
Sam Thompson now stands in with the man on second. No outs here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. 5-2 ball game in favor of the Chinooks. Thompson stands in 0 for 2 on the night. As the first offering to him is in there for a called strike 1. 0-1 is the count. Sundine still on the mound as the 0-1 offering to Thompson is in there for a called strike 2. Going into his 6th inning of work. Giving up 10 hits, but only 2 runs, as the Miners have been struggling tonight with runners in scoring position as the 0-2 pitch is looped down the jumping second baseman, able to make the catch as Dylan Gardner leaps up and makes an incredible catch for out number 1.
Your right fielder, number 20.
Matt Palmer now stands in. 222 hitter out of Palmer, Alaska. Cody Huff stands in at second. 1 out. Palmer up at the plate. Palmer 1 for 2 on the night. Huff gets his lead off a second. Sundine ready on the mound as the first offering to Palmer is in there for a called strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out in the bottom half of this 6th inning. Sundine looks over to Huff at second. The 0-1 pitch on its way misses outside for ball 1. The count evens up at 1-1. Sundine gets set and ready on the mound. Looks over, the 1-1 pitch is fouled straight back and will be in there for strike 2. It's a warm one tonight here in Palmer, 79 degrees and sunny, as that is expected to drop to 72 degrees by the end of this game. And a not typical start for the Miners, but all games from here on out will start at 6 p.m. except for a doubleheader on Sunday starting at 2. So if you're coming to any ball games up here in Palmer, expect a 6 o'clock start time. One-two pitch on its way. Palmer checked his swing, able to bring it back in time for ball 2, excuse me. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
Thanks, folks.
As the 2-2 pitch from Sundine on its way, rocked in the left center field. Going back is Trevor Cho, called off by Hayden Keller in center field. Huff tagging up from second in time to tag up from second, and will make it to third in time, as he'll advance to third on that one with 2 outs.
Hey kids,
Robbie Brew coming up to the plate.
Tickets entered to win those bikes.
1
Again,
for 2 on the night.
tent next to the concession stand if you haven't already done so. 1 ticket per child.
Stands in with a runner at third.
Last chance. Now batting for the Miners, your catcher number 43, Robbie
As the
Brew.
Costa Community College catcher stands in with 2 outs, runner at third. Here in the bottom half of the 6th inning, first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. The Miners so far 20-12 on the season, as the 0-1 pitch is in there for a called strike 2. Are 4 games back from the Anchorage Bucks, as they are 25-9 on the season. 0-2 pitch. Misses for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Zach Sundine on the mound for the Chinooks. Cody Huff stands in at third. Robbie Brew at the plate. 1-2 offering on his way from Sundine, as that bounces in the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. A 5-2 ball game in favor of the Chinooks, as the Miners are riding a 10-game winning streak here at home. That is in threat of losing that tonight. Sundine on the mound. Looks in, 2-2 pitch on its way, as that misses inside for ball 3. Full count now to Brew at the plate. Payoff pitch on its way, as that misses low for ball 4, and Robbie Brew will take first. Coming up to the plate now, Caden Hogan. He stands in here with runners at the corners, 2 outs in this 6th inning. As it appears, pitching coach Chris Beck will come out to the mound to talk to Zach Sundine. Miners struggling tonight with runners in scoring position. Brandon, what do you hope for? What do you expect Caden Hogan to see here? And what is you think Caden Hogan's going to try to do here at the plate at this at-bat?
Caden Hogan down 3 here, 5-2 game. We'll probably see a strike here from Zach Sundine after walking Robbie Brew in the last at-bat. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Hogan 0 for 1 on the night. Got his first base in a while last night. Currently in a bit of a slump. We'll see if he can break out here. Good situation to do so and rebound here in this bottom of the 6th.
Hogan stands at the plate, 2 outs, runners at the corners. Cody Huff stands in at third. Robbie Brew at first. And just a reminder, if you are here in Palmer on Saturday, there is a pancake breakfast at the Moose Lodge from 9 a.m. to 12:30. So come on down to there to get some pancakes, as the first offering to Hogan misses for ball 1. The snap throw down to third as Huff gets back in time.
Shout out, Crystal, happy 10th birthday. Glad you're here enjoying the Miners.
Hogan stands in the right-handed batter's box. Lefty on righty matchup. Brew gets his lead off of first. Huff from third. The 1-0 pitch on its way misses inside for ball 2. Last time Hogan was up, he was walked, as he gets ahead early in the count here, 2-0. Sundine looks in, the 2-0 pitch on its way, popped up down the first base line, but that will go out of play for strike 1. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 6th. Miners trying to cut back on the Chinooks lead here. The 2-1 pitch misses in the dirt for ball 3, And the count goes to a hitter's count to Hogan at 3-1. Hitters count now to Hogan. Runners at the corners, 3-1 is your count. 2 outs with the 3-1 pitch on its way. Checked his swing, and the first base umpire says he went, but that ball will get away from catcher J. Paul Fullerton, and the Miners will score a run on that one. So the count goes full, but a pass ball will score a run for the Miners. Robbie Brew moves to second. 3-2 count now to Hogan at the plate. He checked his swing. The first base umpire says he went around. As he now stands in with a full count, 2 outs, and Robbie Brew at second. Payoff pitch on its way, misses inside. 4-4, so back-to-back at-bats for Caden Hogan will put him on first with a walk. Kobe Boulware now comes into bat. He's 2 for 3 on the night with 2 singles and a ground out in the 5th. As last night, he had an incredible game for the Miners. As he now stands in here with an opportunity to do some more magic. First offering on his way to him. Hits the inside part of the plate for strike 1. And the count moves to 0-1. Hogan gets his lead off of first, Brew off of second. Sundine on the mound for the Chinooks in the 6th inning. As he started this inning, as the throw down to second will be bad, as both runners will move up 90 feet. Snap throw down to second. After the throw, Robbie Brew was leading off almost halfway, as right when the throw went to second, Brew took off for third, and a bad throw to third allows Brew to get in safely at third, and Hogan, with good awareness, moves over to second. So runners at second and third for the Miners now for Kobe Bowler at the plate. The 1-1 pitch on its way misses for ball 2. So Miners could tie it up here potentially with a base hit. 5-3 ball game in favor of the Chinooks. Sundine stands in on the mound. The 2-1 pitch is lined down that first base line, and now will drift foul, and the count leaving up at 2-2. 2's on the board here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Runners on second and third in a 5-3 ball game where the Miners are trailing. As Sundine gets ready on the mound. Shakes the first sign off, shakes the second one off. Agrees with the third. The 2-2 pitch on its way will miss in the dirt for ball 3, and the count will go full to Kobe Boulware. Last night, he had his first RBI as a Miner. Will now stand in with a potentially able to get another one here. 3-2 pitch on its way is lined out of play, and the count will remain full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Runners on second and third for the Miners. Kobe Boulware up at the plate. As he had 5 RBIs for the Miners last night in that 11-6 win for them, as the payoff pitch on its way is grounded over to shortstop Pate Fullerton. The throw down to first, not in time, for out number 3, as Tyler DeBrun will come out right away to argue that call. We'll see what he has to say to first base umpire, and he is not too happy about that one. He's having his few words out here, as he is known to get ejected. He has been ejected 2 times already in this game, and 2 times already on the season, and he is furious right now as he's getting his words across here. We'll see what happens, as he is now ejected from this ball game. Tyler LeBrun is now ejected as he gets his words across here, Not happy with that first base umpire, as that'll be your 6th inning. Tyler LeBrun now ejected from this ball game. Miners trail 5-3 going into the top of the 7th inning. I'm throwing it over to Brandon Monty for the 7th, 8th, 9th inning, as the Miners now trail this ball game 5-3 going into the top of the 7th inning.
Back with you in the top of the 7th inning at Herman Brothers Field, as the first pitch to Ethan English is swung on and missed for strike 1. A controversial bottom of the 6th inning. The Miners push one across, but a bang-bang play at first goes in the Chinooks' favor. Looked like Kobe Boulware may have beat the throw to the bag on a ground ball, and it could have potentially scored another run, but he was ruled out. Tyler LeBrun went out to plead his case and then was ejected from the game. The 3rd time this season that LeBrun has been tossed, as the count now 1-1, nobody on, nobody out to Ethan English. Nolan Monahan on the mound for the Miners, as the 1-1 is bounced over to short. Caden Hogan is up with it, throws across his body to first base in time. Fantastic play by Caden Hogan, drifting to his right. Picks up the ball, throws across his body to first for the 6-3 ground out, and English is retired for out number 1. So 5-3 the score here, top of the 7th inning. Chinooks leading the Miners on a night where we've seen a record crowd for the season at Herman Brothers Field, 1,222 in attendance. Monahan is ready from the stretch. The first pitch to Hayden Keller misses low for a ball, 1-0. Chinooks put up 4 in the top of the 6th inning. Monahan back out for his 2nd inning of work in his 6th appearance on the year. 1-0 pitch misses upstairs for a ball, 2-0. Miners' 10-game home winning streak in a bit of jeopardy here. The Matsu have not lost here in Palmer in the last 40 days, as the 2-0 pitch is popped high in the air on the infield. Tanner Carlson calls for it, is underneath it, makes the catch at first base for out number 2. So a big out there, as Monahan sets the first 2 men down in the order pretty harmlessly here in the top of the 7th. And coming up to bat is Daniel Freeman. Freeman 1 for 2 on the day, a pop out, a single, and a walk. One of 4 Chinooks to come across the plate in that top half of the 6th. Monahan still working from the stretch. First pitch on the way to Freeman, misses upstairs for a ball, 1-0. Here at MEA Kids Day at the park today at Herman Brothers Field. The summer clinic for kids here for the Miners just concluded, a 4-day event at Herman Brothers Field, hosted by the Miners staff and players, as the 1-0 pitch misses low for a ball, 2-0. Perhaps seeing some future Miners here, Nick.
Yeah, potentially. It's, going down just to get to see the kids, play with, the players they look up to in the summer.
2-0 pitch waved at and missed by Freeman. So the count now 2-1 to the Chinooks first baseman from Smyrna, Tennessee, and Columbia State Community College. 6-1 lefty Monahan is ready. The 2-1 pitch is hit hard over towards third. Backhanded stop by Cody Huff as he goes to his feet, but he bobbles the ball as he can't quite get full control of it. We'll see how this one is scored, and they're going to give Daniel Freeman an infield single on that one, as Huff had to go to his knees to his right down the third baseline, but couldn't quite corral the baseball once he stood up. And now pitching coach Jeff Erlab, who is now the manager, is heading out to the mound. There's a right-hander getting loose in the Miners bullpen. Erlab perhaps trying to buy some time for that reliever here, or maybe bringing him in. We will see. It appears number 27, Jack White, is getting loose in the Miners bullpen down in the right field corner. Runner on first base, 2 outs after the infield single from Freeman. That's the 5th hit of the night for the Chinooks. The Miners out hitting the Chinooks 9-5 so far on the evening. As Joe Brazil coming up to the plate for the Chinooks. Chinooks have done some damage with 2 outs here tonight. In fact, all 5 of their runs have come with 2 down. Freeman gets his lead from first. Brazil back in, he's 1 for 3. And now Brazil and Monahan both step off. There's a short delay here. Runner at first base, 2 down. Monahan, the southpaw set at the belt. First pitch to Joe Brazil. In there, inside corner with the fastball for strike 1. After today, the Miners back at Herman Brothers Field tomorrow at 6 p.m. for their final regular season matchup against the Peninsula Oilers. Monahan is ready. The 0-1 pitch to Brazil. Waved at and missed. A big hack there, but he came up empty. 0-2. The Chinooks have played far better this year on the road than they have at home, and it's showing tonight. Chugiak 3-13 at home, 7-10 on the road. Runner goes, the 0-2 pitch, popped in the air right side. This one may stay in play for Tanner Carlson. He's running to his left, and it just gets out of play past the fence in right field. Would have been a tough play for Carlson there, as it just skips into the seats, and the count remains 0-2. That foul ball brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. With locations in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla, you're always covered. If a foul ball does damage to your car, visit www.napaalaska.com for more information. Freeman getting his lead from first as Monahan bobbles the ball on the mound. Gets his sign from Robbie Brew. Another 0-2 pitch. Just missing inside, 1-2. Good breaking ball there by Monahan. A tough pitch to lay off by Brazil, but he did. So the count now 1-2. Runner at first, 2 down. Our score, the Chinooks 5, the Miners 3. The pitch from Monahan is inside out, and then it deflects off Robbie Brew. And the home plate umpire now attending to Brew here, who's a bit shaken up after that one. As that one looked like it hit off of the mask. Maybe got him on the wrong spot, perhaps on the neck, is now the trainer for the Miners, along with Jeff Erlab coming out to have a quick look at the catcher. And Nick, that's the last thing you want to see for the Miners, especially at the catcher position. This guy's getting beat up. Sam Thompson's had some tough games behind the plate as of late, and now Robbie Brew taking a foul ball right off the mask.
Yeah, injuries have been very costly for the Miners this season. As a lot of people said that this has been the most injured team of this last probably 20 years. So it's been tough for the Miners this season, and it would be tough to see if Robbie Brew got injured here, but he appears to be okay, which is great to see.
So Brew is okay. Brazil will stand back in, as the crowd giving Brew a nice ovation here as he tries to shrug off the foul ball. 1-2 the count. 2 outs. Runner at first base. Nolan Monahan back to toe the slab. The 6'1", 165-pound lefty is ready. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. It is popped in the air, foul to the right side, and Brazil making Monahan work here. The third foul ball of this at-bat, 7th pitch of this AB coming up as the count remains 1-2. Monahan, no decisions on the year, 4.35 ERA. Entered this ball game with 10 1/3 innings of work. Runner goes. 1-2 pitch is bounced over to shortstop. Up with it is Caden Hogan. Throws over to first base in time for out number 3, and the side is retired. Chinooks get a runner but can't do anything with him. It's stretch time here at Herman Brothers Field. Bottom of the 7th coming up. The Matsu Miners trailing the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks 5-3. Stretch time has concluded here in the bottom of the 7th inning as the Miners are coming back up to bat, and there's a new pitcher on the hill for the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks as Zach Sundin's night is complete after 6 innings of work. Second straight start that Sundin has gone 6 against the Miners. He finishes with 3 runs allowed as the reliever for the Chinooks is number 34, a right-hander from Biola University. It's Honus Kendrick. Kendrick, a 6'4", 230-pound reliever from Medford, Oregon. He's 1-3 on the year with an 8.14 earned run average in 21 innings of work. This is the 14th appearance of the year for Kendrick. Opponents hitting .311 against him. 28 hits allowed, 23 runs, 19 of them earned, 1 homer, 18 strikeouts, 7 walks.
Leading off the Miners 7th, second baseman number 9,
Tyler Porter will stand in for the Miners. He's 1 for 3 tonight. First pitch to him from Kendrick, a fastball right down the middle for a called strike 1. Porter singled in the first, but has struck out twice since, once swinging, one looking. Kendrick ready at the belt from the stretch. The 0-1 pitch. Another fastball, this one on the lower half of the plate. And the count now 0-2. Porter stands back in. Used as a second and third baseman primarily for the Miners this year. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball outside and low, 1-2. Kendrick enters today's ball game with the 5th highest ERA in the ABL. Lost his last outing on July 11th against the Anchorage Bucks. The 1-2 pitch. Chopped over towards first. Drifting to his right is Daniel Freeman. He flips to the bag at first where Kendrick is covering. And a nice defensive play there by the Chinooks. 3-1 on that ground out if you're keeping score at home. And Porter is set down for the first out. That'll bring up Eric Webb. 2 for 3 on the day. 2 doubles, 2 RBIs.
We'll get to those 2 winning bike ticket numbers here momentarily.
Webby continues to have great success in the ABL thus far. 28 RBIs now on the season for him and a 12-game hit streak, including today. First pitch, breaking ball at the knees for a called strike 1. Webb brute strength despite being just 5'8", 180 pounds, has been one of the premier hitters in the Alaska Baseball League so far this year, as the 0-1 pitch misses in the dirt and it's blocked by J. Paul Fullerton, 1-1. Honus Kendrick back to toe the slab. Second straight year with the Chinooks, was a member of their team last summer, as the 1-1 pitch blown right by Webb late on the fastball as it's 1-2. Kendrick a 3-0 record last year, 2.18 ERA, 1 save with 45 innings of work. 1-2 pitch misses in the dirt and outside, 2-2. Webb stands back in, nobody on, 1 out, 2-2 count. 5-3 Chinooks in the bottom of the 7th. 2-2 pitch, waved at and missed for strike 3. So Kendrick using his fastball to his advantage there. Webb unable to catch up on 2 of them, and he's set down on strikes. First strikeout for Kendrick, and there's 2 down, nobody on for Tanner Carlson. Carlson, an RBI in 3 of his last 5 games. He's 0 for 3 in tonight's ball game. The 6'4" right-hander Kendrick deals. Fastball misses upstairs for a ball, 1-0. And Nick, this bullpen for the Chinooks has not been as effective as I think manager John Groth would like them to be, as the 1-0 pitch misses upstairs for a ball, 2-0. However, the other night, Corbin Barker did very well. Bullpen struggled last night. So far this year, this pitching staff for the Chinooks has struggled.
They have, and tonight with Honus Kendrick coming in here, he's retired the first 2 batters for the Miners relatively easily. We'll see what he can do for the rest of his outing.
2-0 pitch, fastball upstairs, so hitters count 3-0 for Tanner Carlson, who is looking for his first hit of the evening. Nobody on, 2 outs. 5-3 Chinooks in the bottom of the 7th. Miners trying to get something going with 2 down. The 3-0. Fastball misses upstairs for ball 4. 4-pitch walk for Tanner Carlson gives the Miners a base runner. Carlson trots down to first, and with 2 down, coming up to bat is Cody Huff. Huff, a perfect 2 for 2 on the evening. A single, a double, and a walk to his credit thus far, has reached base in all of his plate appearances this evening. Carlson gets his lead from first. Kendrick deals. First pitch, breaking ball in there at the knees for a called strike 1. Huff has been red hot as of late. Enters today's ball game second on the Miners in average, as now Kendrick throws over to first, where Tanner Carlson dives back head first safely. TC just 1 for 2 on the year in stolen bases, gets about a 2.5 step lead off the bag. Huff standing back in, righty on righty matchup, as Kendrick throws over again, and once again Carlson dives back in safely. 0-1 the count. Huff stands back in, as the 0-1 pitch, a fastball painting the outside corner, and Huff down in the count, 0-2. Miners going with their camouflage jerseys tonight with gold lettering and numbering, and white pants. Chinooks, red jerseys, blue lettering and numbering, gray pants, as the 0-2 pitch is lined to third, but a diving catch by third baseman Joe Brazil, as one third baseman lines out to the other. Terrific reflexes by Brazil, as he more than likely saved extra bases and potentially a run, as that will retire the side. Miners leave a man on first base. We're through 7 here at Herman Brothers Field with the score: the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks 5, the Matsu Miners 3. New pitcher in for the Miners, top of the 8th inning. Here at Herman Brothers Field between the Chinooks and the Miners, with Chugiak leading 5-3. The new pitcher for the Miners is right-hander number 27, Jack White. White 0-2 on the year, 4.91 earned run average in 14 2/3 innings of work. A 6'4", 200-pound righty from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and the University of New Mexico. This will be appearance number 10 for White. His last time out was just 2 nights ago against the Chinooks. He went 2 innings, gave up 2 runs on 3 walks, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. As he'll face the 8, 9, and 1 of this Chinook order, Trevor Cho is going to lead things off. First pitch to him from White. Fastball misses outside, 1-0. Cho stands back in, 0-2 on the evening. Has reached base twice, however, on a walk and a fielder's choice as he pokes at a ball foul in the air to the left side, and that one will get out of play, and it'll be a souvenir for one of the many fans still left in attendance here in this ball game. 1,222, the official attendance for today's contest, the highest of the season for any game at Herman Brothers Field. As they hope to witness a Miners comeback here in the last 2 innings as Cho lays down a drag bunt down the third base line, and that is a beautiful bunt there as it stays fair. Both Jack White and Cody Huff waited for the ball to go foul. It never did, and Trevor Cho's got himself a bunt single to start the top of the 8th inning. Looked like Cho caught the Miners a bit off guard there. Was a step out of the box on that bunt. He reaches base on a hit for the first time tonight, and now Dylan Gardner stands in. Cho getting his lead from first. Has 1 stolen base on the season. White comes set at the letters of the jersey. And now Gardner squaring to bunt and does so down the first base line. And Jack White and Robbie Brew with miscommunication there. And for the second straight batter, the Chinooks have a bunt single. 2 consecutive bunt singles to start the top of the 8th for the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks. The first one, Trevor Cho put down the third base line. The Miners waited to go foul, it never did. And then on the last one, Jack White and Robbie Brew, the pitcher and catcher, miscommunicating as to who was going to grab the ball. And by the time one of them grabbed it, Dylan Gardner was standing on first base with a hit. So first and second, nobody down. And Nick, these 8 and 9 hitters for the Chinooks giving the Miners a lot of problems tonight. They've reached base on all but 2 of their plate appearances out of 8 on the evening.
Yeah, but when they're all together. So they're 3 for 4 on the night, and all those they're 3 for 4 on the night when reaching base. And their plate appearances, and all 3 of those were in the same inning in the 2nd, 6th, and 8th. And the only time where they weren't able to reach first was in the 4th inning, where both of them weren't able to. So they're very consistent together.
Mason Corbett stands in, squared bunt on the first pitch, but it missed. The count 1-0. Now he squares again, lays one down, but it goes into the air, foul towards the Chinooks dugout on the third base side. So bunts giving the Miners a lot of problems here in the top of the 8th. As the first 2 men of the inning reaching base on bunt singles for the Chinooks. Trevor Cho on second, Dylan Gardner on first. The Chinooks up 5-3, threatening to add to their lead in the top of the 8th. Corbett again squaring bunt. Counts even 1-1. The pitch, a breaking ball, just misses outside. Count 2-1. The Chinooks are just a half game out of the 4th and final playoff spot entering tonight. They need some help from the Pilots, who are playing the Oilers. That's the only other game going on in the ABL this evening. As the 2-1 pitch to Corbett, he squares bunt again, but it misses low, so the count's 3-1. Mason Corbett standing in. He's 1 for 3, leads the Chinooks with a .289 average. The ABL's league leader in on-base percentage stands back in from the left-handed batter's box. Jack White checks the runner at second. Corbett squares again. The 3-1 pitch is bunted down the third base line, but it's foul. So the count now full 3-2. Unlikely to see Corbett squaring again here, but you never know. We've seen a couple guys this season square with 2 strikes and get them down. So we'll see what Chinooks manager John Groth calls. As Corbett will stand back in, counts full 3-2. Runners at first and second, nobody down. Chinooks ahead 5-3. They have 2 men on the strength of 2 bunt singles here in the inning. Jack White checks Cho at second. Gives him another look. Now the 3-2 pitch is hit in the air, foul to the left side, and that one will get out of play. So good battle brewing here. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up. As Corbett stands back in. 5 hits and 5 RBIs in his last 3 games. The Albuquerque, New Mexico native Jack White is ready. The 3-2 pitch. Check swing by Corbett. He didn't go around as the pitch misses low for ball 4. First 3 men of the inning reach base for the Chinooks. 2 bunt singles and a walk have loaded the bases with nobody down. And that's going to bring up Pate Fullerton, who has been surging against the Miners over these last couple of games. In his last at-bat, hit a bases-clearing double to the right field gap as part of a 4-run top of the 6th inning. He's 1 for 3 on the night and had a season-high 3 hits against the Miners last night. Nick, not the guy that this Miners pitching staff wants to see with the bases loaded.
Now we'll see how Jack White attacks him. Both relief pitchers for the Miners have been struggling with giving up their first 3 batters first base. As White out of the bullpen with 2 singles and a walk. Those 2 singles were bunts, but they do get on base.
First pitch to Pate Fullerton. Fastball on the outside corner for a called strike 1. The bases are loaded. Nobody out. 0-1 count. The pitch to Fullerton. Breaking ball misses outside. 1-1. The crowd on the edge of their seats here at Herman Brothers Field, as the Miners will have to work their way out of a jam here in the top of the 8th. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball right down the middle. Good bite to that one from White as he's ahead in the count 1-2. And a strikeout or a double play here would be big for White, as the Miners cannot afford to give up any more runs here as they try to chip away at the deficit. It's currently 2, 5-3 Chinooks. Other action in the ABL, the Anchorage Glacier Pilots up 2-0 on the Peninsula Oilers in the top of the 5th. White is ready, the 1-2 pitch. Misses low, 2-2. And a quick update, the Pilots now up 3-0 over at Mulcahy Stadium in Anchorage, ahead of the Oilers. If the Chinooks won tonight and the Oilers lost, there'd be a flipping of 4th and 5th place teams in the ABL as Fullerton pokes one down the left field line, and it'll just go foul. 2-strike approach there for Fullerton. He casted the bat out just trying to stay alive as he pokes it foul. As these Chinooks hitters continue to work the pitch counts for the Miners. Nick, we've seen a lot of foul balls tonight. These Chinook hitters are really battling at the dish.
They are, and they're fighters at the plate. We saw it in the past 2 games. They've been really working the Miners pitchers as far as they can go.
Corners are in as a 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. Big punch out there for Jack White, his 16th on the year, and that's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, big out there to get at least 1 on the board now. The double play now is in depth. Well, it was before, but now a double play here really gets him out of this inning and gives the Miners a fighting shot.
The double play def looks pretty appealing here for the Miners. Middle infield playing closer to the bag at second. A twin killing would be huge here, as it would get the Miners out of a bases loaded, no out jam unscathed. First pitch on the way to J. Paul Fullerton, misses outside for a ball, 1-0. J. Paul Fullerton 0 for 4 on the night. Second in the Alaska Baseball League with 9 doubles. 1-0 pitch to him. Waved at him, missed a big hack there, but he came up empty, 1-1. If the Miners were to win tonight's game, They would be 3.5 games out of the first place Anchorage Bucks for that top spot. The Bucks getting the night off. 1-1 pitch on the way to J. Paul Fullerton. Misses outside for a ball. 2-1. Miners and Bucks only meeting one more time this season. It is this coming Monday, July 22nd, here at Herman Brothers Field. That game slated for a 6 p.m. start. Bases are loaded, 1 out. 2-1 pitch on the way. Is hit in the air, out to center field. This one is headed towards the gap. Eric Webb is not going to get it as it bounces all the way to the wall in left center field. 1 run scores, 2 runs will score, and now a 3rd run is coming around. He will score. It's a bases clearing triple for J. Paul Fullerton. And the Chinooks now lead it 8-3. J. Paul Fullerton just about got all of that ball to left center field. Eric Webb was running as fast as he could. Even dove at the last second, but couldn't quite track it down. And that is a 3-run triple for J. Paul Fullerton, and the Chinooks are now up 5. It's 8-3. As Ethan English stands in and steps out of the box. Jack White ready from the stretch on the hill, working from the left side of the rubber. There's a runner on 3rd with 1 out. The pitch to English. Fastball upstairs for a ball, 1-0. 5-run lead now for the Chinooks in the top of the 8th. 8-3 the score. Jack White ready. 1-0 pitch, waved at and missed by English for strike 1. Couldn't catch up to the fastballs. The count is even, 1-1. Only one matchup this season between the Miners and the Chinooks has been decided by less than 5 runs. As it's now a 5-run ball game, the 1-1 pitch, fastball in at the knees for a called strike 2. Building off of that, only one of the 6 matchups, now 7, between the Miners and Chinooks this year has ended with single digits in the run total. As the 1-2 pitch, a breaking ball, got him. Ring him up for strike 3. Good breaking pitch by White to get English looking for the 2nd out of the inning. As that is the 2nd strikeout for Jack White here in this top of the 8th as he looks to get out of it, with Hayden Keller coming back up. Keller 0 for 3 on the evening, stands back in. First pitch to him is hit high in the air out to right field. The right fielder Palmer is retreating, and it is out of here. No, it's off the top of the wall, excuse me, as Hayden Keller slides into second base with a double. It's an RBI double for Hayden Keller as that one just missed getting out of here. Off the top of the wall in right, the 4th run of the inning for the Chinooks. It's now 9-3. So Hayden Keller, now at second base, picks up his 25th RBI on the year. He now has an RBI in every game versus the Miners this season. Daniel Freeman at the dish. 9-3 Chinooks. Runner at second. First pitch to him. Low, ball 1. Jack White back on the left side of the rubber. Working from the stretch. 1-0 pitch to Freeman. Is hit hard towards short. Hogan gathers the short hop, throws over to first base in time for the 3rd and final out of the inning. But for the 2nd time today, the Chinooks get a 4-run inning. They now lead the Miners 9-3 going into the bottom of the 8th. Brandon Monty back with you folks in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Matsu Miners trailing the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks 9-3. As the Miners back up to bat here, it'll be Sam Thompson as the first pitch to him is popped up into right field. Underneath it is Mason Corbett, and he makes the catch. One pitch out to start the bottom of the 8th. Chalk it up as an F9 if you're keeping score at home.
Now batting, your right fielder, number 20, Matt Palmer.
As that'll bring up Matt Palmer. Palmer on the day, 1 for 3 with a single back in the second. Since then, a fielder's choice and a fly out to his name. Honus Kendrick back out on the mound for the Chinooks. First pitch to Matt Palmer, a fastball that misses upstairs for a ball, 1-0. Kendrick towing the slab. The 6'4 right-hander comes set as the 1-0 pitch in there at the knees. Don't think Palmer agreed with it, but it's 1-0, 1-1 regardless. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Miners will have some work to do to try to get back in this ball game as the 1-1 pitch misses upstairs for a ball, 2-1. Palmer standing back in, a right-handed hitter from Palmer, Alaska. Kendrick is ready. The 2-1 is grounded over towards second. Backhanded stop is made. The throw over to first in time by Dylan Gardner. As that's 2 up, 2 down now to start this bottom of the 8th, and that'll bring up Robbie Brew.
Now batting, your catcher, number 43, Robbie Brew.
Brew stands back in. 1 for 2 on the evening. 3 hits now on the season. Got his first 2 during his debut for the Miners back on July 4th. First pitch to Robbie Brew, a fastball that pops the mitt at about 92 miles an hour for a ball, 1-0. Kendrick ready. The pitch to Brew. Popped foul to the right side, out of play. That foul ball brought to you by Napa Auto Parts with locations in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. You're always covered if a foul ball does damage to your car. Visit www.napaalaska.com for more information. 1-1 pitch on the way. Breaking ball drops in. That one had some serious movement on it for strike 2. As that one had Brew frozen at the plate. He's behind 1-2. Nobody on. 2 down. Chinooks up 9-3 in the bottom of the 8th. Brew is ready. The pitch. Breaking ball misses low and away. 2-2. Brew, a .235 hitter this past year at Contra Costa Community College. Righty on righty matchup here against Honus Kendrick, who looks to work his second straight scoreless inning. 2-2 pitch is bounced over to first base. Daniel Freeman says, "I got it." Taps the bag at first, and that one will be a 3 unassisted to retire the side. Miners go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 8th. 9th inning is coming up. Chinooks leading the Matsu Miners 9-3.
third baseman number 8, Joe Brazil.
We're in the ninth here at Herman Brothers Field. The Chinooks leading the Miners 9-3. Brandon Monty with you alongside Nick Veland, as the Miners look to hold this deficit in check going into the bottom half. Connor Butler now in to pitch for the Miners, as the first pitch to Joe Brazil misses low for a ball, 1-0. Butler 1-0 on the year with an 8 ERA and 9 innings of work. Steps back in the 1-0 pitch to Brazil, waved at and missed for strike one. Big hack there by the Chinooks third baseman, but he came up empty, so we're even. 1-1 the count. Butler out of Eagle, Idaho and Hawaii, making his 7th appearance on the season, as the 1-1 pitch is waved at and missed for strike two. 2 straight swings and misses here. So 1-2 the count. Nobody on, nobody down here. Joe Brazil leading off the top of the 9th inning. Chinooks ahead 9-3 as they look to improve to 11-23 on the season. Butler ready, the 1-2. Low for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Butler in his last appearance against the Chinooks struggled just 2 nights ago. Walked the bases loaded without recording an out. As the 2-2 pitch on the way, waved at and missed for strike 3. So Butler already faring better this evening against the Chinooks, as he picks up his 14th strikeout on the year for the first out of the inning.
Left fielder number 9, Trevor Cho.
And that brings up Trevor Cho, who in his last at-bat reached on a bunt single that spearheaded a 4-run top of the 8th for the Chinooks. That made this one a 6-run ball game. First pitch to Cho is bounced foul over to the first base coach of the Chinooks. Count 0-1. Connor Butler walks back to the mound, has struggled with his control so far this year. Has walked a batter in all 6 of his appearances so far in 2019. A 5'11" lefty from Eagle, Idaho goes back out onto the rubber. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball just outside, 1-1. This past year for Hawaii, Butler 0-0, 6.23 ERA and 4 1/3 innings of work, as the 1-1 pitch in there on the outside corner and at the knees for a called strike 2. So 1-2 the count, nobody on, 1 out for Trevor Cho. As we update you on scores in the rest of the ABL, it's the top of the 6th in Anchorage, with the Glacier Pilots leading the Oilers 3-0, as the 1-2 pitch, a breaking ball upstairs for a ball, 2-2. If the results of both games stand, the Chinooks will move into 4th place, which is the final playoff spot in the ABL, as the 2-2 pitch from Butler misses outside and the count's full. 3-2, nobody on, 1 out. The Oilers in danger of losing their 6th consecutive game. Meanwhile, a win from the Pilots and a loss from the Miners would bring the Pilots to within 2.5 games of 2nd place, as Cho pops one up foul to the right side, and this one will get over the Miners' dugout on the first base side, out of play, so the count remains 3-2. That foul ball brought to you by Napa Auto Parts, with locations in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. You're always covered if a foul ball does damage to your car. Visit www.napaalaska.com for more information. Connor Butler trying to work a scoreless top of the 9th here. Standing in against Trevor Cho, the 3-2 pitch is low for ball 4. So Butler has now walked a batter in all 7 of his appearances on the year. Trevor Cho reaches base on a walk for the 2nd time. Cho has now reached base in 4 of his 5 plate appearances on the day, as that'll bring up the 9-hitter, Dylan Gardner. Gardner 1 for 3, reached on a bunt single his last time around. First pitch to him on the way, waved at and missed for strike 1. Gardner, a native of Stillwater, Oklahoma, by way of Oklahoma State University. 0-1 pitch to him. In the dirt, good scoop though by Robbie Brew to keep him in front of him, and the count 1-1. Chinooks have won 2 of their last 3 road games. They have been better away from home this season. And that is showing here tonight as the 1-1 pitch, a fastball that misses at about eye level, 2-1. Good portion of the crowd still intact here as they hope to see a Miners comeback in the bottom of the ninth, but it will take a lot as the 2-1 pitch is waved at and missed by Gardner, so the count now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 on, 1 out. Trevor Cho standing at first, Dylan Gardner at the plate. Chinooks ahead 9-3 in the top of the ninth. The 2-2 inside, ball 3, count 3-2. So for the second straight time, the count has run full. Gardner stands back in, lefty on lefty matchup. 3-2 pitch, waved at and missed for strike 3. Second strikeout of the inning for Connor Butler, his 15th on the season, and there are 2 down now. Back to the top of the order for the Chinooks with Mason Corbett.
Now batting, right fielder number 15, Mason Corbett.
Corbett stands back in, playing right field today. Normally an infielder for the Chinooks. Primary position is second base, but he has struggled defensively. As the first pitch to him, breaking ball drops in at the knees. Good pitch by Butler for strike 1. Corbett leads the league in errors with 12. As the 0-1 pitch to him, fastball upstairs, pops out of the glove of Robbie Brew, but he's able to recover. And the runner at first, Trevor Cho, unable to advance, so the count 1-1. Butler gets his sign from Brew. Ready at the belt, the 1-1 pitch. Upstairs, 2-1. Opponents hitting 185 this year against Butler, but has struggled primarily with his control. That's what's done him in, especially in his last outing, as the 2-1 pitch gets away to the backstop, and that'll allow Trevor Cho to advance to second base on the wild pitch. So now the Chinooks with a man in scoring position. 2 down. Cho standing on second. Mason Corbett at the dish, who is 1 for 3 with 2 walks and a single, as well as 2 strikeouts today. He's ahead in the count, 3-1. The pitch from Butler in the dirt, ball 4. Third walk of the game for Corbett. Second walk of the inning for Connor Butler. The Chinooks have 2 men aboard with 2 down. Runners at first and second, and coming up to bat is Pate Fullerton. No action in the Miners bullpen in right field, as they'll just let Butler work the top of the ninth here. Second and first, 2 down. First pitch to Pate Fullerton, misses upstairs for a ball, 1-0. Pate Fullerton struck out swinging his last time around, 1 for 4 with a 3-run double back in the 6th, as the 1-0 pitch paints the outside corner for a called strike 1. As the Miners' 10-game home winning streak is in some serious jeopardy here in the ninth. 1-1 pitch, upstairs, 2-1. Butler, the little left-hander, set at the belt, the 2-1. Fastball paints the outside corner, good pitch, and it's a called strike 2, 2-2. A rough night here in Palmer for the Miners that has seen manager Tyler LeBrun get ejected. And they're also trailing 9-3 as the 2-2 pitch misses upstairs for a ball, 3-2. As Butler struggling with his control once again here in this outing. Comes set. Full count, runners on the move, 3-2 pitch is popped up. In foul ground, first base side, Tanner Carlson says he's got it, and he does. As the ball falls into the webbing of his mitt for the 3rd out of the inning. Chinooks get 2 men on base, but leave them stranded. Miners get 1 more shot in the bottom of the 9th. The score, Chugiak 9, the Matsu Miners 3.
Caden Hogan's going to lead things off here for the Miners in the bottom half of the ninth. Last chance for Matsu here as they trail the Chinooks 9-3. First pitch to Hogan, a fastball in there on the outer part of the plate at the knees for a called strike one. As Honus Kendrick back out on the hill in his third inning of relief for the Chinooks. Has worked 2 scoreless innings to this point, looking to shut the door. 0-1 pitch. Fastball paints the outside corner. 2 called strikes to Hogan here to start the at-bat. It's 0-2. Hogan 0 for 1 on the evening. Has walked twice and grounded out. He digs back in, righty on righty matchup as the 0-2 pitch is lined into left field. And this one is going to get past the left fielder Trevor Cho and bounce all the way to the wall. Hogan is rounding second and he is digging for 3. The throw is not going to be in time. Caden Hogan with a stand-up triple, and that'll awaken this crowd here at Herman Brothers Field. His first extra base hit of the season, and no better time for it to start the bottom of the ninth, as that'll bring us back to the top of the order with Kobe Boulware. Kobe Boulware 2 for 4 on the evening, 2 singles and 2 groundouts to this point as he watches a first pitch miss upstairs for a ball, 1-0. Hogan 2 straight games with a hit now, stands on third, nobody out. The 1-0 pitch in there at the knees with the fastball for a called strike one. Boulware 5 RBIs in last night's contest. Has a chance for one more here in the ninth. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball away and in the dirt. 2-1. Boulware, a .286 hitter entering today's ball game. Started off at second base, but has since moved around the outfield from center and left field as the 2-1 pitch is hit high in the air to center field. Underneath it is Hayden Keller. He's going to make the catch, and Caden Hogan is going to score a sacrifice fly. So the Miners get one back here in the bottom of the ninth, but still a lot of work to do down to their final 2 outs as they trail the Chinooks 9-4. Tyler Porter coming back up for the Valley's finest. Porter hitting second and playing second for the second straight ball game. Stands in the left-handed batter's box. Nobody on, 1 out. First pitch from Kendrick. Fastball in there for a called strike one on the outside corner. Porter 1 for 4 on the day, has been set down in his last 3 appearances. 2 strikeouts and a groundout after starting the day with a single as the 0-1 pitch misses high and away, 1-1. Porter at the dish. Eric Webb waiting in the on-deck circle over near the Miners' dugout on the first base side. Kendrick ready from the stretch, the 1-1. Low, ball 2. Honus Kendrick faring much better in this appearance than his last. Has been struggling this year for the Chinooks. 2-1 pitch. In there at the knees for a called strike 2. First run allowed on the evening for Kendrick in his 3rd inning of relief. There is a right-hander getting loose in the Chinooks bullpen in left field as Porter pops one up into shallow center field. Trotting in is the center fielder Hayden Keller, and the ball falls into the webbing of his mitt for the 2nd out of the inning. An F8 for Porter, now 1 for 5 on the evening, and the Miners are down to their final out. Eric Webb stands in. He's put together a pretty good day for himself thus far, 2 for 4 with 2 doubles and an RBI. 2 ribbies on the day for Webb. Righty on righty matchup as Honus Kendrick, the 6'4" right-hander from Medford, Oregon, looks to put the finishing touches on a Chinook victory as the first pitch to Eric Webb, a breaking ball that misses low and away, 1-0. With this win and an Oiler loss, the Chinooks would improve to 4th place for the first time since the first week of this season. As the 1-0 pitch in there on the outside corner for a called strike one. The standings have not moved around too much over these past couple of weeks. as the 1-1 pitch is popped in the air to the right side, and that one will get out of play. 1-2. The Miners now down to their final strike. 9-4 ball game, bottom of the ninth. Nobody on. 2 outs for Eric Webb, who trails in the count 1-2. Kendrick comes set, takes a deep breath. 1-2 pitch is chopped foul to the left of the third base line as the count stays where it is, 1-2. Webb entering today's ball game, the league leader in the ABL in batting average. Also leads the league in doubles and RBIs. Kendrick leans in and gets his sign from J. Paul Fullerton. The 1-2 pitch on its way, high and inside. A little chin music there for Webb as he ducks out of the way, 2-2. Kendrick leans in, nods to his catcher. He's got the sign. 2-2 pitch is lined straight back at us. Off the screen of the backstop, so the count remains 2-2. Good battle brewing here between Kendrick and Webb. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Nobody on, 2 outs, 2-2 count. The pitch upstairs, and Webb's worked the count full, 3-2. Webby digs back in. 3-2 the count. The pitch is fouled off the catcher, J. Paul Fullerton. Home plate umpire asks him if he's okay, to which he quickly responds, yes, sir, as the count remains 3-2. 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up as Webb not going down without a fight here. Once again, the Miners down to their final strike. Nobody on, 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth. Another 3-2 pitch is just outside, ball 4. So Webb reaches base for the 3rd time today, as the Miners still have a lot of work to do. Still down to their final out as Tanner Carlson steps back in. He's 0 for 3 on the day.
Your first baseman number 8, Tanner Carlson.
Carlson walked his last time aboard as he tries to chip away at this deficit here. First pitch to him. Fastball high and inside for a ball, 1-0. The Miners already have 3 walk-off hits on this season. Would take a lot to make it 4, but we've seen plenty of crazy things happen in baseball as the 1-0 pitch in there at the knees for a called strike 1. Miners came back from 4 down to beat the Pilots earlier this year in the bottom of the ninth as the 1-1 pitch in there for a called strike 2. Eric Webb advances to second base on the defensive indifference. So Webb now in scoring position. 1-2 count, 2 outs, the pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 3, and the ball game is over. The Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks come into Herman Brothers Field and steal a game from the Mat-Su Miners. The 2nd time this year that the Chinooks have defeated the Miners here in Palmer, and the Miners' 10-game home winning streak has come to an end as the Chinooks defeat the Mat-Su Miners 9-4. Final tallies in this ball game: 9 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Chinooks. 4 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for the Miners. With this victory, the Chinooks improve to 11-23, and they await the matchup from the Anchorage Glacier Pilots and the Peninsula Oilers. If the Pilots do win that game, the Chinooks will leapfrog the Oilers into 4th place. Meanwhile, with this loss, the Miners drop to 20-13, and they are now 4.5 games out of 1st place in the Alaska Baseball League, trailing the Anchorage Bucks. Once again, our final score from Herman Brothers Field: the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks defeat the Mat-Su Miners 9-4. We'll have a post-game interview with one of the coaches of the Miners coming up here shortly. Alongside Nick Veland, this has been Brandon Monty. Thank you, folks, for tuning into this broadcast. Again, the Miners back in action tomorrow here at Herman Brothers Field against the Peninsula Oilers. First pitch slated for 6 p.m. We'll have a pregame show for you 30 minutes prior to first pitch. Thank you for tuning in tonight, everybody.